Leonardo Vasquez grew up hearing that money could solve anything. Heir to a hotel empire, he learned early how to command, but never how to ask. In the streets, he was easy to recognize. Flawless suit, expensive watch, an impatient expression. To him, simple people were just shadows, present but irrelevant. On a rainy Tuesday morning, he left an important meeting irritated. The sky was heavy, thunder rumbled, and everything hinted that his day would only get worse. As he reached the building entrance, he saw a man sweeping the sidewalk, trying to keep leaves from clogging the drain. His hands were rough, his clothes worn, yet he worked with care. That was Rafael, a public worker known for never complaining, even though he had little. He supported his sick mother and worked extra jobs at night to make ends meet, but Leonardo saw only a nuisance in the way. "Hey, watch where you throw that water. You're going to ruin my shoes," he snapped, lifting his foot as if it were made of gold. Rafael stepped back, wiping rain mixed with sweat from his forehead, and replied gently, "I'm sorry, sir. I'm trying to keep the street from flooding." His calmness only angered Leonardo more. "Just do your job properly. That's all I ask." Rafael stayed silent. He had been humiliated many times before, and that arrogance cut deep, but he didn't retaliate. He continued cleaning as Leonardo got into his luxury car and vanished through the rain. To the millionaire, that moment meant nothing, a brief annoyance. But fate had a different plan. That night, Leonardo took a deserted road home to avoid traffic. It was raining heavily, the pavement slick, and he was driving too fast. A notification buzzed. A message. He looked away for just a second. 1 second too long. The car skidded on the curve, spun violently, and plunged down a slope. Glass shattered, metal twisted, and Leonardo felt a crushing impact. He was trapped, unable to move, rain pounding against the wreckage. "Help! Somebody help me!" His voice echoed into the darkness. Minutes passed. No cars, no lights, only the storm. Then a faint headlight. A motorcycle pulled over. The rider jumped off, shining a flashlight down the slope. "Hello, is someone there?" Leonardo recognized the voice instantly. It was Rafael, the same man he had humiliated hours earlier. "You, again?" he whispered, filled with fear and shame. Rafael didn't ask questions. He didn't mock him. He didn't hesitate. He ran down the muddy slope, tried to open the door, but it was crushed. The car slowly slid further. Rafael grabbed the metal bar he kept on his motorcycle for repairs and used it as leverage. His arms shook, his clothes soaked, but he pushed with everything he had. Finally, the door snapped open. "Can you move?" "I think so." Rafael lifted Leonardo's arm over his shoulder and dragged him up the slope, slipping in the mud, breathing hard but determined. He placed the injured millionaire on the back of the motorcycle and sped to the nearest hospital through rain, wind, and darkness. 20 long minutes. But they made it. While doctors rushed Leonardo inside, Rafael waited quietly in the reception area, wet, tired, cold, but calm. He refused to leave until he knew the man was safe. Hours later, Leonardo opened his eyes. The first person he saw was Rafael. "Why? After everything, why did you save me?" Rafael gave a small, humble smile. "Because I could never leave a person suffering, even if they treated me badly." Those words struck Leonardo deeper than any wound. Days later, recovering, Leonardo made the hardest decision of his life, to face his own mistakes. He invited Rafael to talk and for the first time ever apologized sincerely. "I almost had to die to finally understand people. You saved my life and you changed me." And he did change. Leonardo used his fortune to create a social program, offering jobs, training, healthcare, and opportunities for workers like Rafael. He funded schools, built community centers, and opened doors for those who had none. At every inauguration, he repeated, "I learned to value those who truly keep the world running. I learned from the man who saved my life." Rafael would stand in the crowd, smiling shyly as always. The entire city watched Leonardo's transformation and learned something along with him. True wealth isn't in the pocket, it's in the heart. And so the famous millionaire and the humble worker became unlikely friends, united by fate and by the most beautiful lesson life can teach. Sometimes, the person you look down on is the only one capable of lifting you up.